In this video we are going to look at the oxidation of alcohols. You remember that the oxidizing agent for alcohols is acidified potassium dichromate. Acidified potassium dichromate is an orange solution which, when it oxidizes an alcohol, is itself reduced to give chromium 3, and so we should, if oxidation occurs, see a colour change from orange to green. So we're just going to place some acidified potassium dichromate into a test tube, and one of the conditions to cause this oxidation is that it needs to be warmed, and so we're going to place the acidified potassium dichromate in some hot water. We're going to look at three different alcohols. We're going to start with a primary alcohol. We're going to place that in test tube 1, so we're going to use ethanol. We're going to place a small amount of ethanol into our test tube, and we'll also place this into hot water bath. So ethanol is a primary alcohol, it's one R group. We're going to also, in test tube 2, place a secondary alcohol, propan-2-ol. The carbon with the alcohol group has 2 carbon chains attached, so it's a secondary alcohol, placing that in test tube 2. And then in our third test tube, we are going to place some tertiary alcohol, which we're going to use for this experiment, 2-methyl propan-2-ol. The methyl group being on the same carbon as the alcohol group, this is ending up with 3 R groups attached to the functional group carbon. This is a tertiary alcohol. So we've got a primary in test tube 1, secondary in test tube 2, and a tertiary in test tube 3. We're going to add some of our warm acidified potassium dichromate to each of these 3. So we add a little bit to test tube 1. With the primary alcohol, some to test tube 2 with the secondary alcohol, and a small amount into test tube 3 where we've got our tertiary alcohol. That out there, and then if we give these a little shake just to mix, we're going to see if we can observe any colour changes within the test tube. So you can see in test tubes 1 and 2 the colour is changing, whereas in test tube 3 the solution is remaining orange. So in test tubes 1 and 2 we're getting oxidation, and in test tube 3 we are not seeing anything happen. If we give them a little bit of a warm, then perhaps we'll be able to speed up the reaction, get the reaction happening quicker. Let's see if we can see that oxidation, or the result of that oxidation occurring. In test tube 1, the solution has changed colour. It's gone from orange to a green. It's very deep green, so it almost looks black when it's together. In test tube 1. In test tube 2, where we had our secondary alcohol, again we've definitely seen a colour change. It's gone from orange to green. Whereas in test tube 3, it's definitely stayed orange. No oxidation has occurred. Tertiary alcohols cannot be oxidized with acidified potassium dichromate.